6 months later, in the middle of a Tuesday, your side of the argument arrived for me. Not from you, but from the space where thinking happens, when there's no one left to argue back at. I have been so certain of my version, the way you are when you're inside the feeling. But time has moved me to a different vantage, and from here your side is more in it than I gave. I wish I heard it when you were still saying it, instead of now, when hearing it means nothing. The argument is over and the winner turned out to be the loneliness. I hear it now, I hear it now. 6 months too late, the other side of everything. I hear it now, I hear it now. Your logic in the argument, I was too sure of what you meant, arriving now that there's no one to receive it. I hear it now, I hear it now. Too late. I've been composing the apology in pieces for something that required the whole apology. And by the time I have all the pieces ready, the address for them will be gone completely. But I practice it anyway in quiet moments, the acknowledgement of what I didn't give you, the recognition of the thing you needed, that I was too convinced of myself to see. I wish I heard it when you were still saying it, instead of now, when hearing it means nothing. The argument is over and the winner turned out to be the loneliness. I hear it now, I hear it now. 6 months too late, the other side of everything. I hear it now, I hear it now. Your logic in the argument, I was too sure of what you meant, arriving now that there's no one to receive it. I hear it now, oh, I hear it now. Too late, your side, too late. I hear it now, too late. The apology, too late, that nobody will receive. Too late, I hear it now, too late. I hear it now, I hear it now. 6 months too late, the other side of everything. I hear it now, I hear it now. Your logic in the argument, I was too sure of what you meant, arriving now that there's no one to receive it. I hear it now, I hear it now. Too late, what you meant, I hear it now, too late. You left it on the chair the last time here, and I've been working around it for 6 weeks. I tell myself I'll deal with it tomorrow. Tomorrow has become a very long tomorrow. The jacket says the lack of fact about you, like evidence that you were real and present. And moving it feels like admitting something I'm not entirely ready to admit. It's just a jacket, I know it's just a jacket, but the jacket is the last thing you were wearing, when the last thing was still just a normal evening. Still on my chair, still on my chair, the jacket that you left without intending it to stay. Still on my chair, still on my chair, the softest proof that you were recently here. Around it still, around it still, 6 weeks of working around what you left behind. Still on my chair, still on my chair, still there. My friend came over and I watched her eyes land on it and then politely look away. The specific kindness of not asking questions about the jacket on the chair in the corner. I've draped other things across her since she left and taken them away again by morning, because covering it feels like a different kind of loss than just the loss of you already sitting there. It's just a jacket, I know it's just a jacket, but the jacket is the last thing you were wearing, when the last thing was still just a normal evening. Still on my chair, still on my chair, the jacket that you left without intending it to stay. Still on my chair, still on my chair, the softest proof that you were recently here. Around it still 6 weeks of working around what you left behind. Still on my chair, still on my chair, still there, still there. I know I should move it. Still there, I know I should deal with it. Still there, on the chair in the corner. Still there, and so am I. Still here, still on my chair, the jacket that you left without intending it to stay. Still on my chair, still on my chair, the softest proof that you were recently here. Around it still 6 weeks of working around what you left behind. Still on my chair, still on my chair, still there, still there. Around it still there. Your jacket still there. I found it at the back of a folder from a day that felt completely unremarkable. You were doing something ordinary in it, and I was there enough to take the photo. I don't remember what came after that. The rest of the day has gone the way days go, but the photo stays because I kept it, and because it is the last one that has you. I didn't know when I pressed the button that the button was the last time. The ordinary afternoon that I recorded without knowing it was the last ordinary afternoon. I didn't know it was, didn't know it was the last photograph I take of you existing. I didn't know it was, didn't know it was the final frame before the album closed. One more click, one ordinary click that became everything. I didn't know it was the last one. The lighting in it isn't very good, and your mid-sentence doing whatever it was. And it's not the kind of photo I would have chosen to represent the 2 years that it ends. But it's the last one, and the last one wins in the way that last things always supersede. And now this unremarkable Tuesday afternoon is the final record that I have of us together. Didn't know when I pressed the button that the button was the last time. The ordinary afternoon that I recorded without knowing it was the last ordinary afternoon. I didn't know it was, didn't know it was the last photograph I take of you existing. I didn't know it was, didn't know it was the final frame before the album closed. One more click, and unremarkable. The last one. The last one. The kitchen at midnight is its own country, with its own rules and its own light. I stand at the counter and the way I stand when I can't sleep and the night is loud inside. The refrigerator hums its constant nothing, and I open it and close it, haven't found nothing. Not because there's nothing, but because what I'm looking for is not inside the fridge. The kitchen at midnight knows my reasons better than I know them some nights. The counter and the hum and the specific yellow of the light above the stove at 12. Standing here again, standing here again. Midnight kitchen and its patient company. Standing here again, standing here again. Looking for the thing that isn't in the fridge. Humming light, humming light. The kitchen that accepts my middle of the night. Standing here again, standing here again, again. I make the tea I make on these occasions, the one that doesn't solve but occupies their hands, and stand against the counter with the cooling. The way I stand when everything is louder than usual. The night outside the window does its thing, and I don't mind with just standing in the kitchen. And somewhere in the standing and the cooling tea, the loud inside becomes a little quieter. The kitchen at midnight knows my reasons better than I know them some nights. The counter and the hum and the specific yellow of the light above the stove at 12. Standing here again, standing here again. Midnight kitchen and its patient company. Standing here again, standing here again. Looking for the thing that isn't in the fridge. Humming light, humming light. The kitchen that accepts my middle of the night. Standing here again, standing here again, again. I called her the morning after it ended and said I have something to tell you. And she said I know, and I said how. And she said because I know you, and I could tell. The people who know you see the ending coming before the person inside the ending does. And she had been watching the approach of it with the patience of a person who knew not to say. She received the news I brought her like old news that she'd been holding gently since whenever, and cried with me for the appropriate amount. And it made me laugh in the way that she can. She already knew, she already knew. The first person I told I've been carrying it to. She already knew, she already knew. The ending that arrived before I brought it to her. The office was redesigned for collaboration, which means the walls came down and so did privacy. And now I work in a room of 40 people, where everything I do is visible to all. The phone calls that I take beside my desk are heard by 7 people whether they want to. And the face I make when the email comes in is available to whoever looks my way. They call it open plan, like open has a value, but open just means everyone can see me. And I perform the focus work daily in the theater of the open plan. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. In the open plan designed for collaboration. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. Just 40 people and they're 40 everything. Perform and smile, perform and smile. The open plan, participant and residents. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. Learn which chair positions let me see the door, and which ones put my screen toward the open. And I position myself accordingly in the small strategic ways the powerless manage. The headphones are the closest into privacy that the open plan permits its inhabitants. And I put them on for signal purposes, whether or not there's music in them. They call it open plan, like open is a value, but open just means everyone can see me. And I perform the focused work daily in the theater of the open plan. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. In the open plan designed for collaboration. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. Just 40 people and they're 40 everything. Perform and smile, perform and smile. The open plan, participant and residents. Nowhere to hide, nowhere to hide. The after-work drinks were suggested as optional, which everyone knows is the optional diz. And so I went in at the one drink that signals presence, and found the corner with the reasonable people. I've gotten good at the company event, the art of visible attendance without commitment, the drink that says I value this occasion, while the feeder pointed toward the exit. By 8 o'clock I'd done the rounds required, and said the things that company events require, and found the natural conclusion of my presence in the coats that were by the door, by the door. I left at 8, I left at 8, the earliest acceptable departure time. I left at 8, I left at 8, with my coat and my entirely reasonable excuse. Drinking not, drinking not, the company event survived to navigate. I left at 8, I left at 8, I left. The bus home had the post of intermuters, the people who had also left at 8, and we recognized each other in the quiet, the ones who left before the thing got late. I've been to enough of these to know that nothing happens after 10 that's worth it, and everything before 8 can be accomplished with the right drink and the right conversational economy. By 8 o'clock I'd done the rounds required, and said the things that company events require, and found the natural conclusion of my presence in the coats that were by the door, by the door. I left at 8, I left at 8, the earliest acceptable departure time. I left at 8, I left at 8, with my coat and my entirely reasonable excuse. Drinking not, drinking not, the company events survived to navigate. I left at 8, I left at 8, I left at 8, I left with my coat. I left at 8, and the bus was there, and I was home by 9. I left at 8, I left at 8, the earliest acceptable departure time. I left at 8, I left at 8, with my coat and my entirely reasonable excuse. Drinking not, drinking not, drinking not, the company events survived to navigate. I left at 8, I left at 8, I left, drinking not, I left, I left, I left. Someone was kind to me in the ordinary way, the small unremarkable version of the kind. And I was kind to someone else an hour later, without connecting the two until the evening. And in the evening when I connected them, I thought about the path of small kindnesses, the way they move from person to person through the hours of the ordinary day. The small kindness received becomes available for the next person who is in the path of you, and the giving of it costs very little, and builds the thing that ordinary days can build. Paid for without thinking, without thinking, the kindness that moved through me without stopping. Paid for without thinking, without thinking, a small thing received and then passed on. Give and take, give and take, the ordinary circuit of the daily kindness. Paid for without thinking, without thinking. moved. I've been on the receiving end of this for months. The people who have been kind in the ordinary way, and I've been passing it along in the ordinary way. And the passing is its own kind of recovery. The person who is moving the kindness forward is not the same person who is only receiving. And the difference between the two positions is the distance I've been building in the recent weeks. The small kindness received becomes available for the next person who is in the path of you. And the giving of it costs very little and builds the thing that ordinary days can build. Paid for without thinking, without thinking. The kindness that moved through me without stopping. Paid for without thinking, without thinking. The small thing received and then passed on. Give and take, give and take. The ordinary circuit of the daily kindness. Paid for without thinking, without thinking. Without thinking, it moved. I gave the apology I've been holding for a while. Not the full one that will require more than I have, but the partial one that I had access to, and delivered it without expecting a response. The delivery was the thing I could control, and the receiving was the thing I couldn't. And I showed up for the part that was mine to show up for, and let the rest be what the rest would be. The apology that lands on honest delivery is complete, whether or not it changes anything. And I delivered it as honestly as I could, and then I let it be whatever it became. And it was enough, and it was enough. The apology delivered to the best of my ability. And it was enough, and it was enough for showing up for the part that was mine to do. Said and done, said and done. The honest version delivered and released. And it was enough, and it was enough. It was enough. The response that came was not the one I'd hoped for, and also not the worst of the ones I prepared for. It landed somewhere in the honest middle, which is where most genuine things land eventually. And I walked away from it with the feeling of having done the thing I needed to do. Not the feeling of the resolved or the forgiven, but the feeling of the thing I owe. Delivered the apology that lands on honest delivery is complete, whether or not it changes anything. And I delivered it as honestly as I could, and then I let it be whatever it became. And it was enough, I've been waiting for someone to say it's okay to feel what I'm feeling for the time it's taken. And nobody has, because nobody knows exactly the timetable of what I'm going through. And then I realized that I was waiting for permission from a person who isn't here, and that the permission is mine to give myself, and that giving it doesn't require anyone else. The permission slip for the length of this, and for the feeling of it in whatever form, is something I can write inside myself and give to the version of me that's been waiting. I gave it to myself, the permission to take the time that this is taking. I gave it to myself, signed it with my name and made it official. It's okay, it's okay. The permission that I've been waiting for from outside, I gave it to myself, it's mine. I give myself permission to not be over it by whatever deadline I'd set internally, and permission to have the harder days inside the progress, and permission to still be here in the middle of it. The permission slip changes nothing about the facts, but changes something about the carrying of them, and the something it changes is enough to make the carrying more possible today. The permission slip for the length of this, and for the feeling of it in whatever form, is something I can write inside myself and give to the version of me that's been waiting. I gave it to myself, the permission to take the time that this is taking. I gave it to myself, signed it with my name and made it official. It's okay, it's okay. The permission that I've been waiting for from outside, I gave it to myself, it's mine, it's mine. The permission, it's mine. I gave it to myself, it's mine, and it's okay, it's mine. To take the time, I gave it to myself, it's mine. I gave it to myself, the permission to take the time that this is taking. I gave it to myself, signed it with my name and made it official. It's okay, it's okay. The permission that I've been waiting for from outside, I gave it to myself, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. It's okay, it's mine. I gave it to myself, it's mine. There's a whole neighborhood I've been avoiding since you moved to it at the start of last year. Not dramatically, just practically, the routes I take don't go that way anymore. I rerouted my entire western side around the coordinate of your existence, and my city has become a smaller city with the territory I've decided not to enter. The practical geography you lost is streets that used to be just streets, now carrying the weight of your proximity, and every postcode adjacent to yours. I avoid that area, the whole western side that contains you somewhere. I avoid that area, and my city got smaller when you moved there. Around and round, the detour that became the only route. I avoid that area, My friend lives 2 streets from your building, and I take the bus that doesn't pass your building. And she has noticed that I always arrive from the direction that doesn't pass your street. She knows why and she lets me have the detour, the way that good friends let you have the detour. And one day I'll go back to the direct route, and the area will be an area again. The practical geography of lost is streets that used to be just streets, now carrying the weight of your proximity. In every postcode adjacent to yours, I avoid that area, the whole western side that contains you somewhere. I avoid that area, and my city got smaller when you moved there. Around and round, around and round, the detour that became the only route. I avoid that area, that area, the detour, the western side. I avoid that area. And one day that area will just be an area. I avoid that area, the whole western side that contains you somewhere. I avoid that area, and my city got smaller when you moved there. Around and round, the detour that became the only route. I avoid that area, that area, that area. Around and round, that area. I avoid it. Not yet. The problem I've been sitting on my desk for days, in the way that problems sit when pride is involved. And I kept approaching it from different angles and arriving at the same stuck place repeatedly. I've been trained by the culture of the self-sufficient, the one who figures it out and doesn't ask. And the asking requires overriding something that the organization built into me across the years. The version of me that asks is braver than the version that sits with the stuck thing alone. And the asking is never as bad as the anticipation, which I relearn every time I manage to do it. Harder than the problem, the asking that the problem actually required. Harder than the problem, the pride that needed overriding first. Just ask, the radical act of admitting you need someone. Harder than the problem, but worth it. I asked the person who I should have asked on Monday, and she answered in the way that answers arrive when the person has been waiting to be asked, because they saw me stuck and respected the process. The problem resolved in 20 minutes after the days of sitting with it alone. And I made the note that I make after asking, which is to ask earlier next time. The version of me that asks is braver than the version that sits with the stuck thing alone. And the asking is never as bad as the anticipation, which I relearn every time I manage to do it. Harder than the problem, the asking that the problem actually required. Harder than the problem, the pride that needed overriding first. Just ask, the radical act of admitting you need someone. Harder than the problem, but worth it. But worth it. The asking, but worth it. 20 minutes I cooked a proper meal for the first time in weeks. Not the quick version that requires nothing, but the one that takes the chopping and the time and rewards the time with something worth the eating. I put music on while I was doing the chopping and let the kitchen fill with the sounds of making something. And somewhere in the making of the something, I forgot to be inside the difficult for a while. The cooking is one of the oldest forms of care, and I've been skipping it in the months of the not caring. And tonight I cared enough to use the good pen, and the caring was its own kind of information. Taking my time, taking my time. The meal that required the chopping and the patience. Taking my time, taking my time. The care I put into the thing I made tonight. Slow and good, slow and good. The kitchen full of the sounds of making something. Taking my time with me. I ate it at the table with the window open, and tasted what I made without distraction, and felt the satisfaction of the made thing, eaten by the person who made it. Which is the loop of self-care at its simplest, the making for yourself and the eating of the made. And I've been breaking this loop for too long, and tonight I closed it again, and it felt right. The cooking is one of the oldest forms of care, and I've been skipping it in the months of the not caring. And tonight I cared enough to use the good pen, and the caring was its own kind of information. Taking my time, taking my time. The meal that required the chopping and the patience. Taking my time, taking my time. The care I put into the thing I made tonight. Slow and good, slow and good. The kitchen full of the sounds of making something. Taking my time with me, the good pen with me, the window open. Taking my time, the care with me, I put in tonight. Taking my time. The meal that required the chopping and the patience. Taking my time, the care I put into the thing I made tonight. Slow and good, slow and good. The kitchen full of the sounds of making something. Taking my time with me, slow and good with me. Taking my time with me. Hey. The quarter ends on Friday, and it's Tuesday, and the number's not quite where it needs to be. And I'm the person who needs to make it work between now and the close of business Friday. I've been here before in this particular position. The ended quarter gap between is and should be, and I've closed it before with the combinations that only become visible under deadline pressure. There's a version of me that appears a quarter end, who is sharper and more focused than the weekday me. And I wish I could access her on Tuesdays in months that don't have quarterly endings. The numbers need to work, need to work. The quarter end arithmetic of professional survival. The numbers need to work, need to work. By Friday close of business or a conversation. 3 more days, 3 more days. The gap between the number and the needed. The numbers need to work, need to work. By Friday build a model that shows how it's possible, and send it to the people with the authority, and wait for the response that either says yes or no, and plan for both while hoping for the yes. By Thursday evening, the number is converging, and by Friday morning it is close enough, and by Friday afternoon it is exactly. And I close the laptop and I mean it. There's a version of me that appears at quarter end, who is sharper and more focused than the weekday me. And I wish I could access her on Tuesdays, in months that don't have quarterly endings. The numbers need to work, need to work. The quarter end arithmetic of professional survival. The numbers need to work, need to work. By Friday close a business or a conversation. 3 more days, 3 more days. The gap between the number and the needed. The numbers need to work, need to work. By Friday, the numbers. By Friday need to work. The numbers need to work. Oh, by Friday. And they will by Friday. They always do by Friday. The numbers need to work by Friday. Numbers need to work, need to work. The quarter and arithmetic of professional survival. Numbers need to work, need to work. Whoa. By Friday close a business or a conversation. 3 more days, 3 more days. The gap between the number and the needed. The numbers need to work, need to work. By Friday, 3 more days. By Friday, the numbers need to work. By Friday. The ending and no ceremony to speak of, no grand gesture and no final confrontation, just the gradual trailing off of contact that became the ending by its absence. I've had endings with more shape to them, the ones that have a moment you can point to, and this one has only the not hearing, which became the ending by accumulation. The quiet goodbye is a particular kind of hard, the ending that ends without announcing, that leaves you searching for the ending moment and finding only the absence in its place. No grand gesture, no grand gesture, the ending that arrived through accumulated silence. No grand gesture, no grand gesture, the goodbye that didn't have a goodbye in it. Quiet and slow, the trailing off of everything between us. No grand gesture, no grand gesture, just gone. I thought about reaching out to name the ending, to give it the shape it didn't give itself, but the naming will require the reaching, and the reaching requires more than I have at the moment. So the ending remains unnamed and unannounced, the quiet goodbye that neither of us gave, and I carry the unnamed thing in the way that unnamed things get carried. The quiet goodbye is a particular kind of heart, the ending that ends without announcing, that leaves you searching for the ending moment and finding only the absence in its place. No grand gesture, no grand gesture, the ending that arrived through accumulated silence. No grand gesture, no grand gesture, the goodbye that didn't have a goodbye in it. Quiet and slow, the trailing off of everything between us. No grand gesture. gesture, just gone. I said no to the thing I would have said yes to before, without the explanation that used to follow the no. Just the no, and the standing in the aftermath, waiting for the world to end, and it not ending. I've been practicing the no for several months, in the mirror and in the smaller situations. And today the situation was larger than the practice, and the no came out cleaner than I expected. The boundary held the way I'd hoped it would, which is quietly and without the drama. And the person on the other side received it better than the version I rehearsed for. And it held, and it held the boundary I set that I expected to collapse. And it held, and it held the no that came out cleaner than the practice. Stay firm, the line I drew, and then I stood behind. And it held, and it held, it held. I walked away from it with something new, the specific feeling of a held thing. Not the aggressive version of the boundary, but the quiet version that just stands there. And I've been adding it to the collection of evidence that I'm becoming someone who knows what the line is and can hold it. And the collection is growing week by week. Oh, the boundary held the way I'd hoped it would, which is quietly and without the drama. And the person on the other side received it better than the version I'd rehearsed for. And it held, and it held the boundary I set that I expected to collapse. And it held, and it held the no that came out cleaner than the practice. Stay firm, the line I drew, and then I stood behind. And it held, and it held, it held, it held the boundary, it held the no, and it held, and the world, it held, didn't end. And it held, the boundary I set that I expected to collapse. And it held the no that came out cleaner than the practice. Stay firm, the line I drew, and then I stood behind. And it held, and it held, it held, it held. Stay firm, it held, and it held, it held. It was a quiet Tuesday with no particular trigger, and somewhere around 9 it came without warning. The kind that doesn't need a song or a photo, just the quiet of the evening in the room. I've learned to expect it on the difficult days, the anniversaries and the first times of things. But the Tuesday version is a different visitor, the one that arrives when you stop watching the door. The quiet night and its ambush qualities, the wave that comes from nowhere into nothing. And I sat with it the way I've learned to sit with things that come without an announcement. When it's without warning, the Tuesday let it run its course the way I've learned to, without the fighting that makes it longer. And by 10 o'clock it had moved through, and the room was quiet again in the ordinary way. The Tuesday continued after into Wednesday, which is the thing that keeps happening regardless. And I woke up in the Wednesday with it behind me, which is also the thing that keeps happening. The quiet night and its ambush qualities, the wave that comes from nowhere into nothing. And I sat with it the way I've learned to sit with things that come without an announcement. When it hits without warning, without warning, the Tuesday evening that becomes the difficult one. When it hits without warning, without warning, the grief that doesn't need a reason to arrive. Quiet room, and then not quiet in the particular way. When it hits without warning, without warning, it hits without warning. It hits Tuesday when it hits without warning. And then it passes. It hits into Wednesday when it hits without warning. It hits when it hits without warning, without warning. The Tuesday evening that becomes the difficult one. When it hits without warning, without warning, the grief that doesn't need a reason to arrive. Quiet room, and then not quiet in the particular way. When it hits without warning, without warning, it hits quiet room. It hits without warning. It hits quiet room. They don't teach it in any module or onboarding. The thing that takes a year to learn and longer. The reading of the room before you speak. The micro signals in the faces of the senior people. I learned it through the mistakes of not reading. The comment that landed wrong in the wrong climate. The question that revealed I hadn't understood the temperature before I took the temperature. The skill nobody teaches you officially is the one that decides your professional life. More than the skills they do teach officially, which is something to think about on the commute. The skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. The reading of the room before the speaking. The skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. The knowing when to say and when to save it. Read the room before you say the thing you've been preparing. The skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. You learn it. I can read it now in most configurations. The meeting where the decision is already made. The consultation that is actually announcement. The feedback session that is actually instruction. And I've learned to calibrate my contribution to what the room has space for on that day. Which means I save things more than I once did, and save things with more timing than I had. The skill nobody teaches you officially is the one that decides your professional life. More than those skills they do teach officially, which is something I think about on the commute. The skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. The reading of the room before the speaking. The skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. The knowing when to say and when to save it. Read the room before you say the thing you've been skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. The reading of the room before the speaking. The skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. The knowing when to say and when to save it. Read the room, read the room before you say the thing you've been preparing. The skill nobody teaches, nobody teaches. You learn it, you learn it. Teaches, you learn it. I spent an evening reading your text for meaning, the kind that lives beneath the actual words, and found approximately 7 interpretations of each message in the thread between us. The problem with reading between the lines is that the space between the lines is empty, and the reader fills it with whatever they're carrying, which in my case was a considerable amount. I convinced myself of several things that evening, that the text confirmed and the text did not confirm. And then I asked about the things I convinced myself of, and the asking clarified the actual contents. I looked too hard, looked too hard at the space between the words you actually said. I looked too hard, looked too hard, and found the things I was looking for inside me. Read and reread the text that meant exactly what they said. I looked too hard at the in-between. The clarification arrived the following morning in a message that was clearer than my evening had been, and the clarity confirmed the simpler reading, which was available the whole time if I'd let it. I've learned something about myself from this, in the way you learn things from the evenings that end in the morning. Simpler reading of the thing you complicated in the dark. I convinced myself of several things that evening, that the text confirmed and the text did not confirm. And then I asked about the things I convinced myself of, and the asking clarified the actual contents. I looked too hard, looked too hard at the space between the words you actually said. I looked too hard, looked too hard, and found the things I was looking for inside me. Read and reread the text that meant exactly what they said. I looked too hard at the in-between, the empty space, the in-between that I feel with me. I looked too hard at the in-between. Next time I'll take the simpler reading. I looked too hard at the in-between. I looked too hard at the space between the words you actually said. I looked too hard, and found the things I was looking for inside me. Read and reread the text that meant exactly what they said. I looked too hard at the in-between. Read and reread the in-between. I looked too hard at the in-between. I pause outside my door before I enter, the way I used to when you might be in there. A habit of anticipation left over from the time when opening doors meant you. 6 months and I still do this every evening. The half a second on the map before the key. The pause that used to be about the possibility is now about the certainty of empty. I know what's on the other side. I've known for months exactly what it holds, but the body takes longer than the mind, and the hand still hesitates before the cold. I still pause here, still pause here. The half a second on the map before the lock. I still pause here, still pause here. Between the hall and everything I've come back to. Key in hand, key in hand. The ritual that outlasted what it meant. I still pause here, still pause here. Every time I've thought about moving to a different door, a threshold with no memory of you in it. But everywhere I go, I take the pause, because the pause is mine now, not the doors. So I stand here in the hall on weeknights and give the half a second to whatever this is. And then I put the key in and I enter, and the room is what the room is without you. I know what's on the other side. I've known for months exactly what it holds, but the body takes longer than the mind, and the hand still hesitates before the cold. I still pause here, still pause here. The half a second on the map before the lock. I still pause here, still pause here. Between the hall and everything I've come back to. Key in hand, key in hand. The ritual that outlasted what it meant. I still pause here, still pause here. Every time, every time. The map, every time. The key, every time. The half a second where you might be there. Every time, I still pause here, still pause here. The half a second on the map before the lock. I still pause here, still pause here. Between the hall and everything I've come back to. Key in hand, key in hand. The ritual that outlasted what it meant. I still pause here, still pause here. Every time, every time. Key in hand,